but it also kind of changed me in more of an emotional way. We're switching it up today. It's laundry Q&A. Let's get started. Okay, so if you've been here a while, you know I usually do these Q&As around a theme of a chat and bake, or is it bake and chat? Either way, today, as you can see, I am not baking, and I decided to do it a little different this year, a little easier for me to answer questions and while I am doing my laundry. The first question is, how are you feeling after surgery, and do you feel comfortable telling us what it was? Okay, so back in October, I had a surgery, and I did not mention what kind of surgery I had. I wasn't sure about whether or not I wanted to share that, but I guess I can comfortably say that I had a hysterectomy, and that was something that, after a few tests and a little bit of concerning things, one being that my mom had uterine cancer and passed away from it, we thought, after these tests and what was going on with me, we thought that after, what my mom went through, and actually most of my aunts have had uterine cancer, we decided just to do a full hysterectomy. So I am feeling better. I actually did record a whole video about the hysterectomy and how it kind of changed me in ways I actually wasn't really prepared for. And I don't know if I will ever post that right now. I think I'm comfortable in saying that I had a hysterectomy. I had an allergic reaction to the surgical glue that they used, which made it a little more uncomfortable. All right, a lot uncomfortable in the recovery process. But it also kind of changed me in more of an emotional way. I realized that this was the end of my journey of absolutely having any more children. And I want to be clear in saying that I never wanted any more children. So I was a little shocked by the way I was feeling after that surgery, and I really didn't expect to feel that way. But I think, I also have to take into consideration I wasn't going to have more children at this age anyway. um, I am way post-menopausal, and that wasn't even going to be a possibility. But I did find myself a little depressed after the hysterectomy, because I realized that it was definitely, that part of my life is over. And yeah, so that, other than that, I'm doing okay from the surgery. I have been experiencing a few different things since then, and maybe in a later video I will talk more about it, but right now I'm feeling good. Thank you for asking. Okay. Next question is, how is Michael doing in school, and do you think he will like the cruise? Okay, Michael's doing great in school. We had a bumpy week last week, and this is something that, after being on this autism journey for so many years, that I know is to be expected. And although he was surprisingly pretty good at home, they were having a lot of issues in school. He seems to be past that now, which I'm happy about, and they are too. But he's doing really good. He's communicating more. He's doing things like out of the blue that, I kind of, not surprised, but just like, I'm more aware of the way he is growing. And just for an example, I've been finding silverware in my silverware drawer that hasn't been cleaned. But I realized I finally saw Michael. Actually, he was taking the silverware out of the sink or on the table when people were done using it, and he was actually putting it away. So I know that they are teaching him those kind of life skills, and he actually had the spoon, the knife, and the fork, everything in the right place, except that they were dirty. But things like that. I honestly never expected Michael to be able to do. And I know that that sounds maybe odd to someone who has neurotypical kids, but I think if you have a child with autism, you totally are getting what I'm saying. Things like that. He's asking for, um, Alex was on the trampoline. He wanted to get on the trampoline. I noticed him walk over and put his hand on his shoulder and kind of point like he wanted to get on there. Alex wasn't getting it. And Alex was like, Michael, leave me alone, But eventually I realized what it was that Michael was trying to do. So I did make it a point to point that out to Alex. And he was like, oh. So um, those little things, those are the little things that I see, my husband sees, and my family sees. And, those are um, just so special to us. And I know, again, it doesn't sound like much of anything, but if you know, you know. Okay. Oh, and do I think he will like the cruise? I'm just going to answer this question with the next one because they're asking, where are you going on your cruise? So we are going on a cruise in July out of Miami. We are doing Royal Caribbean's Island and then Nassau, Bahamas. And we are just doing 4 nights. Yeah, 4 nights, 5 days. And I think Michael will like it. Yes, I do. We have already started to prepare him for what a cruise is. And it's similar to the way we do when we go to Disney. Our very first trip to Disney was, well, their first trip. Mine was in the 80s, but for my boys, it was in 2019. And we did our best to prepare him for what to expect and, what it was going to look like, what the rides look like, what the resort looks like, just a little bit of everything. And we're going to do the same for the cruise. I have been looking online to see if I could find the specific boat. It's a ship. The ship that we're going to be going on, which is Wonder of the Seas. And just, being able to show him videos, show him what the rooms are going to look like, show him how we're going to use a buffet maybe for eating or sit, those types of things, the pool, and even show him a little bit of the Bahamas and their private island, because all those things are things that you have to think of when you're working with a special needs child traveling. You have to have everything in place. You have to prepare them. They have to know the schedule. They have to see what they're doing, what they're going to feel in a way. I don't know if I can explain that, but just a variety of situations that could happen on a cruise, and you have to prepare them for it. And I think he's going to love it. I think Alex is going to love it, and I think we're going to have a great time. I am nervous. I'm not going to lie. I'm a little nervous about it, but I'm excited too. I have not been on a cruise since 2008. So it's been quite a while, and I know that they've changed, but they're the same, and I'm looking forward to it. So thank you for asking. And next question is, how are you doing with your book? Obviously, my goal was to finish by my 60th birthday. And when I meant finished, I didn't mean finished, published, and all that. I meant like the draft to be completed. My birthday is 3 or 4 months away, and that's not going to happen. And that's okay. I did start it up again last week. I decided to, really take time like I intended to, and really work on getting, a couple hundred words towards the book, a day or every other day. And that's what I've been doing. So it's going, but it's going slowly. And my main reason for it going slowly is that I'm having trouble with some of the storyline of where I want to take it. It's really just me. I have an idea in my head, but getting it there is just not working. But I will keep going. You know, it's a goal, and I'm gonna do that. That's one thing that I really want to do. So it'll get there. Okay. Next question is, what has been your favorite video of your channel? Okay, that's hard because I've been on YouTube for 5 years, I think, actively on 5 years. There was a year where I just posted videos that were in conjunction with my blog post that I used to have when I had a blog. But I think actively it's been 5 years. When I look at those earlier videos, at first I see a mess. The quality is awful, and it could be, you know, at that time I was using a iPhone 10, 11, or 12. I don't even remember. Not to say that this quality now today is any better, but I think it is. But I look at those videos and I see, you know, someone who had no intentions on being here 5 years later. I just started it as a side hobby, I guess, and to go along with my blog, and then it just turned into something else. I have to say most of my favorite videos are our vacation videos, anything to do with my family. That those are my favorite. You know, going to Disney, going to Florida. Um, I would say just really them holidays. Those types of family oriented videos are my favorite. To me, they're almost like a journal of our life together, and I hope that I can keep doing that. Um, YouTube is funny. It's like 1 week I'm ready. 1 week I'm ready to give it up, and then the next week I'm ready to start again. But I think that's for most YouTubers that are like still small, like myself, and still struggling, like myself. um, so I think, yeah, I do love the videos I did with Alex. He won't do that with me anymore. Now that he's older, those videos are done. But I'm glad that I have them and I can always look back on them because, you know, he's funny. Okay. Will you ever make a Disney recipe again? Honestly, I do miss making them. And honestly, I'm not going to say never again because I have been approached by someone who makes Disney recipes on Instagram, and he has been doing a great job. And he has, you know, maybe suggested that we do a collab together. So never say never. Um, but I do miss him, and you know, I wouldn't say never ever, uh, just because I can't predict the future. Okay, I am back. I have this question, one more, and then that is it. So the next question is, are you going to Disney this year? I don't think so. um, I'm not sure. We have the cruise coming up in July, so I don't know how we would fit that in for this year. But last year I was pretty sure I wasn't going. And not last year, we only, you know, did the Disney staycation in their resort. We never really went to any of the parks. So I don't know. It's kind of always up in the air, I guess. I would love to, of course, but I don't know if we're going to get there this year. And the last question is, what do you do for a living? Okay, so obviously, this is not what I do for a living. I work part time from home, and I work for a private college as an online communications representative, and I work in enrollment. So basically, helping bring students into our school, getting them to fill out application and become a student. And that is what I do. And it's only a part time. I only do 25 hours during the week. And this is mainly because I am not able to work full time because of our situation with our son. I have to be here. And, you know, there are a lot of times that the schedule for the school, as well as just, you know, uh, things going on that I need to have a, a, a place to work that is flexible. And right now, my school has been more than flexible with me, and I'm eternally grateful to have that. So, and that is what I do. So that is it, my friends. I know that it's not a traditional chat and bake like I normally do. And again, or bake and chat, I have to look that up. I don't even know what I call my own series, but I wanted to go ahead and get this done. I am nowhere near done with my laundry, but I will I will continue after I end this vlog here. So thank you so much for all your questions. When I put that box up, I'm never sure if I'm going to get a response, questions or not. And I appreciate everyone who sent in the questions. And if you have any other questions you want to ask me, please go ahead, put them down below, or you can send me an email. You can go to my Instagram, follow me, and then send me a DM over there, and I'd be happy to answer any questions you want. I know I do a lot of cleaning and how-tos and a little bit of everything here. So if you are new and you just stumbled on this video today, I hope that you would consider being a part of my family here. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.